Hi friends, welcome to Situ's Biology. Today our topic is about the digestive system. In the previous video I already gave the complete information about what are the systems are mainly present in our body. Right? In that systems I am going to give you the complete information about what are the parts are involved in the digestion, how the food is get passage from our mouth to the anus, what is the main role going to play by the parts which are going to present in the digestive system. Let's see what is the main role behind the digestive system. First, this is the digestive system. First, the what is the main content behind this digestive system means the food what we ate here was taken a incredible journey throughout our body from the top, that is nothing but the from the mouth to the bottom, that is nothing but the anus. Via the mouth we are going to take the food, and from the mouth the food is going to passage from the upper part of the mouth to the other parts, and lastly it is going to excrete via the anus. Along the way, some of the beneficial, what are the means we are going to take the food, right? This food contains many nutritions, many other beneficial products. The beneficial products are going to be absorbed by our body in between this journey. The other waste products are going to be excreted over here. The beneficial parts which are going to present in this food are absorbed. Why these are going to be absorbed into our body means the beneficial parts which are going to present in our body, these are going to provide us the energy and also the nutrients to our body. For that sake we are going to absorb the beneficial parts which are going to present in our body into our body, and other waste products are excreted via the anus. This is the main theme behind the digestive system. Let's see the next one. What is the main role of the digestion of the food means why the food is getting digested here means the food is going to turn into the nutrients. The food what we eat is going to turn into the nutrients via the beneficial parts which are going to present in the food, and the food which is going to turn into the nutrients are going to be used by our body for the energy, for providing energy to our body, for the growth of our body, and also the cell repair of our body. This is the main theme behind the digestion of food in our body. Let's see what are the parts are mainly going to be involved in the digestive process. These are the parts which are going to be present in our body. Let's see what are the parts are going to play a major role in the digestion of the food. Let's see. This one is the mouth. Via this mouth only the food is going to be entered. And in the mouth the salivary glands are going to be present, which are going to provide the saliva in the mouth, and the food what we ate via the mouth is going to be mixed with the saliva, and from the salivary glands the food is going to pass into this esophagus part. The part which is going to be appear like a tube form is known as the esophagus form. From the esophagus the food is entered into the stomach. This one is the stomach, and then it is entered into the pancreas and also the gallbladder and the liver. From there it is going to enter into the small intestine, and from the small intestine it is going to enter into the large intestine. After it is going to rectum, lastly it is going to enter into the anus. These are the different parts where the food is going to be passed in our body and going to be digested and going to be excreted via the anus part. Let's see what are the main roles of the different parts of the digestive system in the detailed way. Let's see. Let's start with the mouth, because the digestive tract, the beginning of the digestive tract is the mouth only. In fact, the digestion is going to be start when we bite the food. For example, this is a human body. for this is a mouth. Via this mouth only we are going to take the food and we are going to bite the food over there. This is the start. From here the biting of the food, from there the digestion was going to be start. Then we bite the food and we are going to chew the food. So because why we are going to chew the food means we are going to break the larger particles of the food into the smaller particles, which are going to be which are going to provide the very easy digestion in our body. After the chewing, after the food is turned into the small pieces, then the saliva, which is the salivary glands, which are going to present in our in our mouth, those are going to provide the saliva. Then the cutted fruits, the chewed breaked fruit were mixes with this saliva. After mixing the food with the saliva, the process of breaking it down was formed, and by mixing it with saliva, the food was easily absorbed into our body, and it may get absorbed and it may get turned into the nutrients energy. It may get very useful to our body. Let's see the next one, that is nothing but the throat. After the mouth, when we bite, when the food is mixed with the saliva, after that the food is entered into the throat. This throat is also known as the pharynx. It is the next destination, means from the stomach, from the mouth, from the mouth the food is entered into the throat. This is the second destination of the food. From here, from the throat, the food is traveled to the esophagus, or the esophagus is also nothing but the swallowing tube. I already shown in the previous slide that the structure which is appeared like a tube-like form. That's why it is known as the swallowing tube. After entering the throat, the food is entered into the esophagus. Let's see what is meant by esophagus. Here the food was entered into the esophagus from the throat, and the esophagus is a muscular tube extending from where it is going to be extending from the pharynx to the stomach. Means via the the food is entered into the mouth. Here the pharynx is going to present. Here the tube is present, until from where it is going to be extended means via the stomach. Pharynx to stomach, it is going to be extend. This middle one is the tube. The extension of the tube is from the pharynx to the stomach. In this way, the tube was extended here by means of a series of contractions. Contractions are nothing but the tube is going to be contracted like this. Means it is going to pass the food like this. The contractions are going to be appeared in the esophagus tube, because to push the food downward direction into the stomach. That movement is known as the peristaltic movement. The main function of the esophagus for the movement of the food into the stomach is the peristalsis movement only. And just before the connection to the stomach, means the esophagus which is connected to the stomach, just before it there is a zone of higher pressure was present, also known as the lower esophageal sphincter. Means above the stomach, here is the stomach, this one all is the esophagus tube. Above the stomach there is a high pressure zone of high pressure, that is nothing but the lower esophageal sphincter. Actually, this lower esophageal sphincter is a valve which is mainly responsible for the passing of the tube in the backward direction into the esophagus. If means the stomach may take the food in the smaller quantities only. If the higher range of the food was entered into the food, then the sphincter is going to push backward to the esophagus. Later it is going to take very slowly. This is a major role played by the esophagus. Next, after the esophagus, the food is entered into the stomach. Here, actually the stomach is a sac-like organ, and this sac-like organ is made with a strong muscular walls. In addition to the, means it is the stomach is mainly going to hold the food over there, and after holding the food it is going to mix and grinding the food here. The stomach, actually the stomach contains or secretes a acid, nothing but the HCl. The stomach contains a hydrochloric acid over there. Due to the presence of that acid only, the food is going to be grind or mixed very properly. And also of not only the acid, the stomach also contains a powerful, or also secretes a powerful enzymes which are going to break down the food very in the smash way. After leaving the stomach, food is constituency, means when the food entered into the stomach, it is in the solid form. The acids and enzymes which are going to be present in the stomach are going to convert the solid form of the food into the liquid form. This is the main role played by the stomach in the digestive process. From the stomach, the food is moved into the small intestine. Let's see what is the role played by the small intestine in the digestion process. This one is the small intestine. Actually, the small intestine is made up of the three segments mainly. Let's see what are those: duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. Actually, the small intestine is a long tube which is loosely coiled like this. It is how much length it is, means it is 20 feet long in length. The small intestine continues the process of breaking food, means in the stomach the food is getting breaked in the stomach, right? From there the food is entered into the small intestine. There also the small intestine also is going to break the food by using the enzymes which are released by the pancreas and the bile from the liver. I already shown in the figure that here the pancreas and the liver are going to be present. From the stomach the food is entered into the small intestine. When the food entered the small intestine, the enzymes from the pancreas and the liver are released into the small intestine. So these enzymes are going to break the food which was entered into the small intestine. This is the main role played in the small intestine. Actually, what is bile? Bile is the compound which is mainly responsible for the digestion of the fat and eliminates the waste product from the blood. Means the food what we taken, the food may contain different fat organs and different waste products. Those are getting eliminated only because of the bile only. Next, peristalsis is also known at work this organ, moving food from the mixing it with the digestion secretes. I already said that the peristaltic movement is going to be done here. And the duodenum is largely responsible for continuing the process of breakdown of the food with the, means I already said that the duodenum is an organ which is going to present behind the small intestine. It is also mainly responsible for the breaking of the food with the help of the jejunum and also the ileum, which are the main parts of the small intestine, and these are also responsible for the absorption of the nutrients into the bloodstream. Means the food which is break down in the small intestine completely, from there from in the small intestine, the small intestine is going to separate the useful and the unuseful parts of the food. The useful parts are getting absorbed into the bloodstream, the unuseful parts are getting excreted by other anus. These organs are playing a vital role in helping the stomach and the small intestine for the digestion of the food, for breaking of the food, for smashing of the food. Let's see the next one, that is nothing but the pancreas. I already said that the pancreas is going to secrete the enzymes which are mainly responsible for the breaking of the food in the small intestine. Among other functions, it also secretes the enzymes into the small intestine. I already said this. These enzymes, what are the main role of these enzymes? Means these are going to break down the protein, fat and the carbohydrates which are going to be present in the food what we was taken intake into our body. That was the main role played by the pancreas. Next one is the liver. The liver is also having the other functions, that is the digestive system or to secrete the bile into the way. What the main role of this one is, it is going to cleanse and purify the blood over in our body, which is going to come from the small intestine. Means in the small intestine the blood was floating, right? In the small intestine the food was also what the food we was taken was also present in the small intestine. Here the small intestine breaks the food very smashly, and it is going to convert the food into the useful one and the unuseful one. The useful one is entered into the blood, which is present in the small intestine. The means it is going to transfer the nutrients to the blood from the blood which is coming from the small intestine is get purified by this bile only. These are the main role played by the liver enzymes and the bile in the digestive system. Next one is the gallbladder. The gallbladder is actually a pear-shaped structure. In this way, it is a reservoir for the means I already said that the liver is going to secrete a bile over here. The bile which is released from the liver is going to be stored in this gallbladder only. And if the bile which is needed to our body, then the gallbladder releases the bile for the cleaning of the blood which was come from the small intestine. This is the main role played by the gallbladder. The next one, once the nutrients have been absorbed and the leftover liquid has, means I already said that the useful contents which are going to be present in the food are entered via the means absorbed into our body. The leftover passed liquid was left through the small intestine. In that way, the means from there the leftover food was entered into the large intestine from the small intestine or the colon also. The next one is the colon, nothing but the large intestine. Actually, how much the long is the colon means it is going to 5 to 6 feet long muscular tube that contains means this large intestine also contains different parts, that is a cecum, rectum and the anus. Let's say cecum is the first part of the large intestine and the rectum is the last part of the large intestine. It is actually the cecum is containing the colon, the transverse colon, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. Means the colon which is going to be present in the large intestine, the first part is the cecum, right? Here in the cecum, the colon is going to be differentiated into 3 parts: ascending colon, transverse colon and also the descending colon. The sigmoid colon is also be present, which is mainly present in the form of a S-shaped form. This S-shaped sigmoid colon is going to be connect the rectum. Stool or waste left over from the digestive process. From the small intestine, the waste which was come from the small intestine into the large intestine, that was nothing but the stool or the waste left in the digestive process. That was passed through the colon by means of the peristalsis movement. I already said in the previous slide that the esophagus is going to play a major role in the peristalsis movement. Nothing but this type of movement. It is going to pass the food into the downward direction, ultimately in solid form as the water is removed from the stool. Means in the peristalsis movement, the waste product, the stool is in the liquid state and ultimately it is going to be converted into the solid form. Then the water are removed from the stool in that movement, peristaltic movement. Here the stool is stored in the sigmoid colon. In the large intestine, the sigmoid colon is going to be present. The stool is mainly present in that sigmoid colon. Later it is going to enter into the rectum once or twice a day. It normally takes 36 hours for stool to get through the colon. Means from the colon the stool is excreted of about, when the stool is entered or placed in this colon, it is get out from the colon for about 36 hours after its storage into there. The stool itself is mostly food debris and the bacteria. Means the stool itself contains food dead products and also the bacteria which are which are very harm to or which are not required to our body. This is the main role played by the colon, that is nothing but the large intestine in our digestive system. Here the bacteria also performs, means some of the bacteria are going to play a major role, means those are going to be helpful to our body. These are also performing the several functions in our body. These are going to synthesize vitamins, processing waste products and the food particles in our body, and these are also providing the harmful protecting, means these are also providing our stomach or our digestive tract from attacking any harmful pathogen into our body. And it entities, this is the main role played by the small intestine, that is nothing but the colon. From here the food is the waste products or the stool was entered into the rectum. Actually the rectum is in the Latin, this is the Latin word which is mainly derived from the Latin word, means stride, from the stride word it is going to be derived. It is actually 8-inch chamber, means from where it is going to be connected, means from the colon to the anus. From the colon of the small large intestine to the anus, the rectum was connected to let a stool evacuated and hold the stool until the evacuated happens. Means this rectum is going to hold the stool until we excreted out of our body. A gas or stool comes out into the rectum, means the gas which was released out of our body or the stool which is excreted out of our body is only from the rectum only. Sense of means when we want to release or when they come out of the body, they can send signal to our brain. This was the main role played by the rectum. Then when the signal sends to the brain that the gas which is present in our stomach or the waste products which means the stool which is present in the rectum or wants to come out, then the brain decides that rectal content can be released or not. Then when the brain decides, then the brain tells to us you have to go out or you have to excrete the stool out of your body. So now you have to go the washroom, right? That the brain tells to us anmada. This is a main role played by the rectum in our body. Later the anus, the last one. Anus is the last part of the digestive tract. Actually this contains the pelvic flora muscles and also the two anal sphincters. Pelvic floor muscles are going to be present in this anus and two anal sphincters are present, that are nothing but the internal muscle sphincter and the external muscles. Actually the lining of the upper anus is specialized to detect the rectal contents, means this one, let's say this one is the anus, the lining which are going to be present in the lining of the upper anus, these are going to detect what are the contents are going to be present in the rectum who want to excrete out. That was decided by the upper wall of the rectum. Let us, means whether the contents present in the rectum or solid form or gaseous form or the solid form. The pelvic flora muscles create the angle between the rectum and the anus that stops stool from coming out when it was not supposed to. Means the food or gas what they want to come out of our body, it was when they want to come out, then the rectum and the in between the rectum and the anus, some of the angle was created between them. So by creating that angle, then we can stop the stool from coming out of our body if we can't able to suppose to excrete out of our body, means in our surrounding environments are not able to support us. In that conditions we can do that. There the angle was going to be stopped. That here the anal sphincter is also going to provide a fine control of the stool. That's why for that all the workings only we can stop the stool in our conditions, means in our holding conditions only. This is a major role played by the internal sphincter keeps us from going to bathroom. Our internal sphincters are going to be tell us so go to washroom like that. When we are in sleep also or other unaware presence of the stools also, we are going to the internal sphincters are going to provide the information for to go to the washroom. When we get an urge, means if we are in a urge manner, then we have to go to the bathroom, right? We rarely or our external sphincter to keep the stool in until we get the toilet. So internal sphincter are going to tell the information to go to the bathroom. If we are in a urge, then the external sphincters are going to keep the stool in the hold conditions when we went to the toilet. These are the main role played by the anus, mainly by the sphincters, which are going to be hold or which are going to be send a signal to us to go to the washroom or not. This is a main role played by the digestion of the food and passage of the food from the mouth to the anus. I think you understand the video. If you like the video, please do subscribe, share and the like. In the next video, I am going to provide you the complete information about the each and every parts which are going to play a major role in this digestive system. Thank you so much.